Next up, wishing to speak, Larry Ward and Mark Heising of Michigan Conservative Energy Forum. Like to just real quick do a few housekeeping businesses. Need a motion to adopt the minutes from the last meeting. So moved by Representative LaFontaine. Seeing no objections, so approved. I don't think I need to excuse any absent members, do I? Everybody's here. That's always great. Best committee on the Hill. So, Larry.
Chairman Nesbitt, committee members, thank you for allowing the Michigan Conservative Energy Forum the opportunity to testify today. My name is Larry Ward, the Executive Director of the Michigan Conservative Energy Forum. Our organization was formed in November of 2013 for the purpose of encouraging conservative leaders and organizations to join the conversation we're having about Michigan's energy future and to support conservative solutions to what we believe is an important part of an all-of-the-above energy strategy. House Bill 4297 contains several significant changes to Michigan's energy law. And let me begin by briefly stating that we support the effort to expand solid waste-to-energy production, pyrolysis, geothermal, biodigesters as all of the above clean energy sources, but some not under the definition of renewable. I'll reserve further detailed comments about these particular items for the next week's meeting as we talk about RPS. Today, I'd like to provide our perspective and directly address House Bill 4297's elimination of the energy optimization programs, which MCEF opposes. Energy optimization just makes sense from a fiscal, economic, and political perspective. From a fiscal perspective, energy optimization saves customers money and provides an excellent return on investment. Collectively, every one of us that pays our electric and gas bills benefit from not having to pay for another power plant. According to the Michigan Public Service Commission, and you've heard this several times this morning, every dollar that's invested in energy efficiencies, consumers save almost $4 in energy cost on their bill. From an economic perspective, energy efficiency programs help create jobs. On a basic level, every dollar that a Michigan business saves in energy cost allows for more employees. There are also a number of Michigan businesses that specialize in energy optimization, and you heard some of that from Brinley a second ago, and they've expanded in Michigan based on current energy optimization laws and the continued future growth of their industry. I've included with my testimony in your packet today a link to review the economic impact study on implementing energy optimization in Michigan's future, showing the predicted growth of jobs and wages over the next 10 years. You'll hear in a moment from MCF's Leadership Council member, Mark Heising, who owns an energy optimization company serving the healthcare industry, saving hundreds of thousands of dollars for hospitals. Finally, energy optimization makes sense from a political perspective. According to a recent poll done by the Christian Coalition of Michigan, 77% of voters support the current energy efficiency laws, and 90% of voters would like to see these programs expanded. In summary, the Michigan Conservative Energy Forum cannot support this bill as written. MCF believes in the success of Michigan's energy efficiency efforts and is concerned about the negative ramifications of eliminating the programs going forward. Instead, we support the governor's direction on this issue and would recommend the expansion of these programs, increasing the requirements on our regulated utilities, and the removal of the caps which are impeding the progress. Thank you, Chairman Nesbitt. And at this time, I'd like to introduce a member of our Leadership Council, the current mayor of Walker, Michigan, Mark Heising, owner of Key Green Solutions, to share some details about his company. Following Mark's comments, I'd be happy to take questions.
Good morning. Chairman Nesbitt, committee members, thank you for allowing me the opportunity to testify today. My name is Mark Heising, and I'm the mayor of the city of Walker and managing partner for Key Green Solutions Company, as well as a Michigan Conservative Energy Forum Leadership Council member. Key Green Solutions is just one example of a Michigan company that both creates jobs with its energy optimization program, but also helps others, in this case hospitals, create more jobs. Key Green Solutions developed a software that calculates comprehensive energy, waste, water, and food consumption in hospitals. Our software is used in the United States and in Canada, and we provide the software as a solution in over 77 million square feet of hospital space. We employ 11 people to produce and maintain the software right here in Michigan, which in turn fuels the Michigan economy. Our software provides hospitals information and not just data on their energy usage, and allows them to optimize their energy systems. The optimization programs save hospitals money, which can be spent on hiring more nurses or doctors. Our software solution develops interfaces to the energy providers, which allows similar-sized hospitals to benchmark their performance against other hospitals in our database. Our goal is to provide our users with a return on investment from a not just sustainability perspective, but from a bottom-line savings approach as well. For example, our software identified $75,000 in energy pricing anomaly, as well as $25,000 in additional fees that were subsequently recovered by that facility. In another example, a large facility health system out west achieved a $300,000 savings annually by analyzing the electricity rates of multiple hospitals which had multiple energy providers for that system. The Leadership Council of Michigan Conservative Energy Forum encouraged the continued expansion of energy optimization as an integral part of Michigan's energy future success. I'd like to thank you, Mr. Chairman, and the committee members for allowing me to testify today, and that concludes my remarks. Larry and I'd be happy to answer any questions you might have for us.
Representative Shepard.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. This is to Mr. Huizenga. I just want to ask this question. Your business creates software that comes up with the energy efficiencies to help, and you mentioned hospitals in here. My question is, with the elimination of this in our package, how could that affect your business? Wouldn't you be going out and selling to these firms regardless of whether this is in our energy package or not?
Yeah, I think that's true. And I think that, again, when you look at the complexities of our portfolio, we operate in 22 states across the United States and Canada. And so there's a patchwork of different people that have optimization programs. We find that optimization incentive programs are oftentimes that catalyst to get things going. And so we know that whether we're working in New York City, where they've got heavy steam-driven initiatives, or Phoenix, Arizona, where we know that they've got to provide backup generation for peak demand, that a lot of times it's those programs that are the catalyst. I think a lot of times people get confused that it's just a program, but it's a lot of times it is the program that kind of helps gets things going. What we find is that once that optimization program begins, that it also creates this opportunity, sort of this herding effect that happens in the marketplace as people start to benchmark and look at their performance.
But if you're selling a good product such as this, in my opinion, it shouldn't matter. A hospital would love to see your software invest in what they feel is the right move, regardless of what the state energy, what this package of bills is, because a hospital is going to always look for ways to manage their costs, whether or not we have a House bill that mandates certain types of programs. That's what I'm getting at. Your business wouldn't be affected one way or another, in my opinion, because you're selling your software product, not actually putting in the infrastructure in these facilities.
Yeah, I think that's that is an argument, but I think let me trade my hats and put on the City of Walker hat. I know that we probably wouldn't have spent the time and energy to convert our parking lots for the main city campus, our ice and fitness center, to LED lighting if it wasn't for the optimization and incentive programs that were out there. That gave us a return on investment that was great, not only just for our city in terms of energy consumption, reducing our consumption for our community, but also being able to use those dollars elsewhere and constantly working towards trying to make sure that tax dollars are used in the most incentive appropriate places. Those incentives were critical to make that kind of judgment happen. So it's a little bit difficult to talk about my company because our portfolio is national and international as well, but it does impact what happens in our communities.
I just want to let members know that agriculture is not meeting after committee. And so I'm just going, there's some other folks that wish to testify. I understand other members have to go to other committees that they're on. And so I'm going to continue. I know there's a lot of them have submitted testimony or background or history. Those that don't have committee right afterwards, would love to have you continue on with us, hopefully, and for not too much longer, but I'd like those that come up here to testify to give them the opportunity. And as a reminder, we won't have committee next Wednesday. It will be next week, Thursday. And I believe we'll start off at about 8:30 a.m. in the Appropriations Committee room. So just to put that on people's schedule. So I don't know if you want to continue on, or you pretty much, I'm sorry for interrupting you. So,
No problem.
yeah.
I'm good.
We do like mayors from Walker. We have a really good colleague
Yeah.
who used to do that job. So.
He trained me well.
Yeah. Did you have a follow-up, Representative Shepherd, or did you?
No, I was just going to say I'm not surprised that a municipality wouldn't go through the time to try to do conservation because they're just spending taxpayer dollars. Just throwing that out there.
And this is, I guess this is a question, Larry, is over the last, 5 years, I mean, we've really seen electricity somewhat stagnant. So I'm trying to get an understanding of where these real energy efficiency numbers that you think there'd actually be a declining amount of actually electricity being used over the last few years statewide. Instead, it's been about the same, if not actually ticking up a little bit.
Right. On the demand side, you're saying that we're using less electricity.
So I'm just trying to say, if we've been seeing this kind of energy efficiency savings, why isn't that translating through on a statewide basis?
Well, I think you are starting to see that to some degree. I mean, so the measurement of those in not having to build that next power plant, and it was brought up earlier, well, it's a complete system that we're working within. Therefore, how does that play in? And I think the effectiveness of the energy efficiency programs has really played itself out. Our group serves on Senator Knopf's work group over the last year. 7 different meetings we had specifically to energy optimization, and of that 37 stakeholder panel all across the state, there were very few objections to the energy efficiency programs. Everyone sees the value in them. And so then it becomes an issue of cost and
that's kind of a market-based rent-seeking argument that's there. No offense, but part of it is just like any other subsidy where, it's only on my bill was $1.50 a month,
or being removed.
I'm not, for $18 a year, I'm not going to hire an attorney, or I'm not going to show up for 2 hours of my time or drive to Kalamazoo or Marquette to be able to save myself that $18 a year.
Right.
It's the same reason why we have a residential ratepayer board trying to intervene, that's meant to intervene in cases, because a residential ratepayer, $3 a month, or you're not going to hire an attorney, and that's something where you have a rent-seeking. Whereas somebody who runs an energy efficiency program has that natural, case to make that it's worth all their time in the world to preserve that program. It's basic. Sure. Free market economics or public choice theory.
Right. And that's the point, is collectively we all benefit from this. This is a program that we all benefit from. And even though there are organizations and entities out there that make money and have a business model based on it, that we have a system in place that we all have to live within.
But saying that just because we didn't hear, I mean, when I ran in 10, ran for re-election 12, when I was out doing doors, believe me, the question was asked quite repeatedly. This extra fee on my bill is always tacking on,
Right.
and it's something where, when you go out and actually talk to folks, you're at what cost. And so that's why I'm just saying, just because people don't show up to me, while there's vested interests in any
Right.
legislation that we do.
That group doesn't show up to talk.
Well, as an individual that's seeing the costs go down, I can list a whole number of subsidies or mandates that are out there that a small group sees, has a vested interest in preserving.
And we did that as part of our original polling study that we did when we came out, and you can go back and refer it. I know we've provided that poll to everyone. We did some focus groups in Michigan and brought different groups of people in and talked specifically to the energy efficiency program, that fee that you're being charged, and whether people took advantage of it or not, or saw the value in it. And it was very positive from that group of people that said, yeah, and many of them mentioned the audits that they did, or the lighting that they changed, or the Energy Star appliances that they took advantage of. So there is a benefit to that, to people that actually use it.
Thank you for your testimony and for your work. I'm going to try to get through some of these other folks as they've come up. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate it. Thank you.